Yo, 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 what's up, people? This your boy P. Ross back in the building with another video. And right now, the net is going wild with this video and audio that came out about Jesse Johnson verbally attacking Prince. But before we get into the video with me and CMS, I just want to point out that right now, as of this time, Jesse Johnson is still on the itinerary to perform at Paisley Park. And if you are interested in the video to watch it, you can go to Prince Legacy Defender and check it out there. It's some real deep shit, you know, but me and CMS, we basically just gonna get into the history of Prince and Jesse and where all this may have stemmed from. So, you know, stay tuned. And we in the building. Peace.
Yo, what's up, everybody? My name is Micah, aka CMS, and I got with me my good friend, partner in crime.
Yo. What's up, people? This your boy P. Ross. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to extend them positive vibes. You know what I mean? On this rainy day here in the Nasty Natty in Northern Kentucky. All right. So what's up, bro?
Not much, man. So today's video, this is something that's real fresh, and we had to go ahead and do this like ASAP, you know, fresh off the press, if you will. So I woke up this morning and got on Facebook, and I seen in one of the Prince-related Facebook group pages, which shout out to Forever in Our Lives, a Facebook group page, and someone had posted about, it was a link to a video about Jesse Johnson. And the video is some sort of interview that he gave, and he's basically telling how he feels about Prince and the Prince tributes and other Prince associated people in the camp. So the person who posted it very much was upset and is questioning the estate and Prince fans who agree with Jesse Johnson being a part of Celebration 2019. And you know, I had to listen to it. I listened to it twice. I'm gonna go back and listen to it again. Then I had to let my comrades know, my Purple Underground comrades. I had to send them the link to it, you know, to check it out. So we're just basically discussing as far as the video. We're not trying to disrupt no controversy, not trying to dog anybody, but it's already out there. It's on YouTube, and the individual who posted it in Forever in Our Lives, it's like once it goes out there on social media, it pretty much just go viral. So it's going to be like a code or a virus. It's going to spread.
Nah, you can't take it back.
Exactly. So people are going to hear about this. They're going to catch wind of this. So we just here just discussing, you know, just giving y'all the 411.
Right.
On what's coming.
I think that it's important that it is also known that unlike people like Morris or let's say Andre Simone, Jesse didn't necessarily grow up with Prince. You know what I mean? Considering the fact that he was a member of the time, and all the time members were from Minneapolis and pretty much knew of each other. Jesse is originally from Rock Island, Illinois.
That's it.
And he moved to Minneapolis in '81, and he met Morris, and they made him part of the time. So he necessarily didn't have maybe the same connection that people like Andre and Morris may have had to them. But we just want to go through some of the history between Prince and Jesse specifically. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And lightly comment on what he said in this interview or whatever. You know what I mean? So, like, for me personally, there's always been rumors or talk about how Prince didn't pay the time right on tour. They wasn't treated right. That has always been like something that was discussed in books amongst Prince fans or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There were also things like, for instance, the infamous food fight in Cincinnati, where
controversy tour,
right, where they tied Jesse up and was throwing food and stuff at him, and Prince purposely sabotaged the show. You know what I mean? Because Jesse was tied up and he was playing the guitar during their set. Then there's the infamous Shakadelica incident, where Prince allegedly called Jesse and asked him why there wasn't a song called Shakadelica on your album, because Prince believed that every album, if it's a title cut, the title cut should be the name of the album, basically. So if Shakadelica was
I was gonna say I think he really thought that was a great title for the album.
Right.
To that.
Yeah. So
you may continue. Sorry.
So you know, Jesse just named his album Shakadelica, and I guess they got into a little back and forth, and Prince hung up the phone. They cussed each other out. That was the end of that. But then Prince went to the studio and actually recorded Shakadelica, which was the B-side to If I Was Your Girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And sent it to Minneapolis radio. And then when Jesse album came out, everybody thought Prince wrote it because the name of it was Shakadelica. You know what I'm saying? That's deep, but those are the things that they say that happened. You know, allegedly. So, what you got, CMS?
You definitely brought up some good points. Let me just add to that. As far as the interview, it sounds like somebody, well, obviously somebody recorded it, but it almost makes me wonder if somebody was trying to be slick with it, with the way they recorded it.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
So, yeah.
You know, like they had their phone in their pocket or something.
Right.
Something. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm just making an observation.
Right.
So, other things to add to that, as far as with Jesse, where you can hear in his voice how he's still frustrated. There's a lot of internal animosity.
Right.
That obviously never got resolved between him and Prince. I know you had mentioned how earlier on, where they first went on tour, they wasn't paid properly, or they stayed in, shitty hotels. Excuse my language, but that may be one thing, and that was actually confirmed on the original 7 DVD. Morris and I think some of the other band members actually were talking about those incidents. But you mentioned the food fight, and let me just throw this in there too. I wonder if Jesse actually was compensated, properly for him, let's say, his contributions, such as, for example, Jungle Love. Jesse Johnson obviously produced the music for that. Now Prince most likely wrote the lyrics to the song, but Jesse essentially came up with the music, and we've actually heard the demo. The demo is out.
Yes.
So that may be something, and that's one of the biggest classic time songs.
Right. For sure.
Hands down. So, it's one of those things, man, where It's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff, and everybody's got a story.
Right.
You got some things that everybody's going to discover. Some things we may like. It's
Right.
going to make us laugh. It's going to make some things that's going to shock us.
Right, for
Some
sure.
things, we not going to like.
Right. But I think also, with that being said, that I'm sorry to cut you off, but one thing I think we as a fan base need to realize that everybody who worked with him may not like him. May not have
That's true
liked
too.
him. You know what I mean?
That's true. Right.
So I mean, that was one of the things I first thought of when I heard the audio. Like, like real talk. Like, everybody who worked with him probably didn't like him.
Right.
I ain't gonna say everybody. Some people who worked with him didn't like him. You
Right.
know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
you may continue.
Yeah, I'm sure there is probably people that's worked with him over the years. There's probably one individual who probably felt like, I think he's a genius, what he does, but they may have not liked his personality.
Right.
That's always a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's like the whole thing with him and Jesse is interesting now because I've always felt like it was more of kind of a brother thing,
Right.
just off of stories I've heard. So it could be like a love-hate type relationship.
Right.
And both of them are Geminis.
Right. Yeah.
So, not to get into the whole astrological aspect, I'm not heavy into that, but it's always interesting. But that could have something to do with it too, like two personalities,
Mm-hmm.
just clashing or whatever. So,
Right.
and the shockadelic part.
Right.
Obviously, when Jesse broke out, when solo, and when it was time to do his second album, and when Prince, suggested, you should come up with a song for your album title, and Jesse said, no, I'm good, and Prince was just like, whatever, okay, whatever, F you then, and I'm gonna do it myself, and then you go and record a song,
Right. Yeah.
before your album drops, so it's essentially gonna make the public have this perception like, oh, you're biting off of Prince.
Right.
You're copying off of him.
Uh-huh.
I mean, and Prince is hella competitive, but that's some real shady,
Right.
type shit. I mean, real talk. I mean, so I can imagine how that man pissed Jesse off. It's bad enough he's already in the shadows of Prince.
Right.
Or being known as a Prince protege.
Right. Which obviously
maybe
he does not like.
Right. Now, maybe back then, he was probably a little bit more appreciative about it. And he might still be to this day. I don't know.
Maybe, because if you remember in the liner notes of the first album, Jesse Johnson's review, he actually did thank Prince first.
Exactly.
In the liner note. So.
Exactly.
I mean.
Exactly. And again, I think Jesse was trying to, when he broke out, he was like, listen, yes, I'm appreciative of what I did with the time and what Prince did for me, but I'm trying to do my own thing. I'm trying to make a name for myself. Which, I mean, Jesse's got some great stuff.
Yeah, he do.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean,
but this is going to be real interesting once a lot more people in the Prince community, catch wind of this.
Well, I think it's going to be even more interesting if Jesse responds and how Jesse responds to it. Because, like, over the years since Prince has died, you know what I'm saying, on his Facebook page, social media pages, he has actually said nice things about him. You know what I mean? I can't really recall anything that on social media he has said bad. Like the Jungle Love demo, the story behind that actually came out on Facebook. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he played the demo and said how much Prince liked it. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm just really baffled. Like, I knew it was some type of beef then, but for it to like carry over after his death and the things that he said in this interview, which I agree with you. Somebody was really like being sneaky with it and had the phone in their pocket or a recording device in their pocket or whatever. And you know, I'm just really baffled by this whole shit.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess we'll see in the coming days.
Yeah.
And you know,
and also, I definitely agree with you. I do remember Jesse saying a lot of nice and respectful things about by Prince. And Jesse sort of strikes me as somebody who seems like he's a cool cat, but it's also a stand-up type cat that won't bite his tongue.
Right, yeah, for sure.
You know, he just seems like that type of brother, you know, to me.
And then in the audio, he had mentioned that he had played bunkers. Like, and he made that reservation a year in advance before he even knew about Celebration. Even then, like, you know what I'm saying, the Purple Underground's own Lenny Beeson was in the building.
Yes,
and
he was.
He told a funny story about Prince then. You know what I mean? So I'm really just trying to understand where all of this is coming from. I don't know, but I mean, we'll see how it come out. We'll see.
Yeah. Also, where as far as certain other things where he may have had some animosity about. Now, he mentions about Sheila E.
Right.
That was really surprising. Now, on her first album, The Glamorous Life, the song, the Bell of St. Mark, I believe the music came from something that Jesse produced. Where some elements of the music came from Jesse. Now, I don't know if Jesse, I don't think he got credited on the album or not. So, but for the viewers, you can go look this information up on princevault.com. So you can read up on that. The Bell of St. Mark, I believe Jesse Johnson had some sort of involvement in that. You know. So again, it's certain things that we don't know behind the scenes. And I think he also did an interview, or he was on Questlove's podcast a few months ago, and I think I had heard something about he told Questlove that he's playing on the 1999 album.
Right.
I had heard that. So
yeah,
I mean, who knows, man?
Interesting. And like one of the recent incidents I can say is that with the original 7 album, how allegedly Prince wouldn't let them use the name The Time. You know,
I'm glad you brought that up.
I know Jesse wasn't really happy about that.
Yeah.
You know, so
I had forgot about that. Yeah, just from my understanding, when the album dropped and they did a few shows, and I think Jesse, he ended up leaving because there was some sort of disagreement among the band. To my understanding, I felt Jesse was kind of like, you know, I love those guys, but I think it's best that we just part ways for right now. And I think Jesse was probably kind of tired of doing the same thing they've been doing over the years. It's like, yes, let's do the hits, but we just produce a hot album.
Yeah,
it's like let's give the fans, you know, a little dose of this. If you know, for those who either have it, went out and bought it, or for those who are not even familiar with this new material.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I can see that being very frustrating. And the thing is, they could have did a lot more with their shows during that period.
Oh yeah, Condensate was hot.
Yeah, I mean, and I do know there were some shows that Jesse kind of did some of his songs, but I don't know if the band was in. You know, I think it was just kind of Jesse up there, just kind of playing. So it's like I said, they could have did a lot more with that.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
You know.
So. I mean that's it, people. Y'all can listen to the audio yourself and
make your own assessment.
And make your own assessment. And
Yeah.
and discuss it. But one thing that I will say, that the great Martin Luther King said is that you cannot defeat darkness with darkness. You can only defeat darkness with light. You understand what I'm saying? So, before you wish anything bad on anyone, think about that. Only love will defeat hate.
Mm.
All right, so that's about all I got. You got anything
All
else,
right.
bro?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you to everybody who watched the video. Shout out to all of our subscribers. Shout out to all the Prince related YouTube channels,
Yeah,
podcasts, the
yeah,
whole Prince community.
yeah,
And
for sure.
my name is Micah, aka CMS, aka the One.
And my name is
P.
P.
Ross.
Ross. Go ahead. You can say what I say. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do me the
Okay.
honor, sir. Thank you.
Okay. And this is my man P. Ross, aka hashtag Raccoon Hunter.
Mm.
Shout out to L Boogie, Lenny Beeson. Shout out to Laura, aka LC. Together
Yeah,
we are the Purple Underground.
that's right. And we out of here. Peace.
Peace.